Mark, how you doing this morning, man?
I'm not too bad. I mean, obviously, you're going to be on top of the moon, aren't you, with what a fantastic result that was.
Yeah.
United being United. But I've got to say, all in all, I think it's like a changing of the guard. And I know Man City have lost a lot of games recently, but I think that's the most significant one because of the volume of goals. But also the Arsenal-Man City thing that's been bubbling for 2.5 years. I think that's a passing of the torch, really. I think that's... I looked at Pep at the end, and I don't think he was scratching his head. I think it was realization. I think when he's scratching his head and he's spitting, it's just sort of frustration. You look at him yesterday, he didn't have an answer. And I think that was just a real message that right now, Arsenal are on a higher level than Man City.
Yeah, we've got to catch Liverpool, though. They're the team that's on the highest level right now. But going to the game yesterday, I mean, I was there, and number one, the atmosphere was absolutely incredible. Obviously, the Arsenal players absolutely pumped up by the antics of Erling Haaland in the last game at the Etihad. And you could see that, you know what I mean? You could see that from the start of the game. Obviously, we got off to a great start. They equalised, Erling Haaland with a great goal. You know what I mean? That's the thing about him. Yeah. He'll do nothing all game, but all he needs is one moment. He's so clinical. And we should have been 2-0 up at that stage. So Havertz missed an absolute sitter. But then after that, the response from Arsenal, you know what I mean? Thomas Partey with that goal. Listen, it was a deflected goal, but if you don't shoot, you know what I mean? And then after that, Mars Lewis Skelly with a great goal and a great celebration. I'm going to come back to that, the old Zen, right? And then after that, Havertz, who missed an absolute sitter earlier on, scores a great goal, the way he just cuts in and curls that in. And then rounding it off, another one of the brilliant stars out of Arsenal's academy, Ethan Nwaneri, with another one of those trademark curlers that he just cuts inside and curls it. He did it during the week against Girona as well. And it was 5-1, and it could have been more. I mean, it's a really, domineering performance by Arsenal. Absolutely brilliant on the day, and I thought fully deserved. Now, I've seen a lot of people losing it. I mean, I was even driving in my car earlier, dropping my kids to school, and I heard Gabby Bonio saying, "Oh, but Arsenal haven't won anything." I'm like, do these guys not understand the reason why, the Arsenal players are so popular? Gary Neville, I heard him saying, "Oh, well, Gabriel's out of order for shouting in Erling Haaland's face." Erling Haaland got what he deserved. Erling Haaland's a big boy, and in the last game, he took the ball at the end of that game. Remember, at the Etihad, the 2-2 draw, took the ball and threw it in the back of Gabriel's head. Should really have been sent off for that, right?
Yeah, I agree,
Threw it in the back of Gabriel's head when they equalised. When Mars Lewis Skelly had come up to him earlier on in the game and had a little thing, he said to Mars Lewis Skelly, "Who the F are you? Who the F are you?" As if to just like put the guy down and like, "Who are you?" Right? There was also, at the end of the game, Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta's just coming, shaking everybody's hands. He comes tapping him in the back like he's some little idiot. "Oh, stay humble, eh? Stay humble. Stay humble." Like, bro, you ain't won the game. You got a 2-2 draw. You came back. What is it? Why you're doing that to Arteta? Gabriel Jesus comes up to him, says to him, "Yo, calm down." He starts effing and blinding at him as well, calling him a clown, a guy who used to play for Man City. Haaland got what he deserved. Those players remember that. Gabriel said after the game at the Etihad, he goes, "Don't worry, you're coming to the Emirates." And he come and he got a warm welcome, and so did all of those City's players. And I absolutely loved it. And I love this needling football. It reminds me of back in the day, Mark, when we used to have it with you guys, Man United, Keown, Vieira,
Van Nistelrooy,
Roy Keane. I mean, listen, man, those were the days, man. That's what we want. People there moaning about it. Get lost. I absolutely loved it yesterday.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think football is diluted from those days, and that's why we hark back to them. And I think, I was disappointed at the end because I was like, counting down, Arsenal have won this game. The end of this game, get your cameras on Haaland because this could be interesting. And Sky, it's almost like they were like, we can't put our cameras on Haaland because, there might be something going off. And I'm like, There's nothing wrong with it going. We just had the Royal Rumble, WWE, on Saturday night. Like, this entertainment, people want this. Football has become so mercenary and, robotic. And I think that when people are doing other people's celebrations, when people are getting in people's faces, it's part of the game. They're professional footballers. They'll have had this on the pitch at 13, 14 when they were growing up. We see it on with our kids playing now. It's part of it. The needle, like you say, is part of it. And I said to you just before we went live, I woke up this morning, I went on Twitter, and my timeline is just full of people going, "Man, look at Arsenal, embarrassing." And I'm like, why am I getting served all this? It's a joke. Like you said, he threw the ball at Haaland, he threw the ball at Gabriel. Man City are the worst winners when they win games. A team gives them a little bit back, and everyone's going, "Oh, it's a bit over the top."
Can't handle it.
I thought Haaland's reaction to his equaliser was, I was saying, that's a bit weird, the way he's walking to the corner with a big smug face. It's only 1-1, mate. You're about 90 points off the title. You're going out of the Champions League in a couple of weeks. He's walking to the corner like, one chance, one goal. And I thought, you're very arrogant. He's a brilliant striker, like you say. Give him the chance, but give it him back when it doesn't. Fair play, Arsenal. They're under the skin.
Brilliant player. The best around. Finishing's unbelievable. Great player. But he gave it the arrogant thing. And if you can't take it, right, Pep and all that, listen, just because I've heard this thing, people saying, "Oh, they've won titles. What have you won? You should just not say anything." Nah, what are you talking about? Nah. Yeah, you won titles. That don't mean you're going to come round on Arsenal, pushing our manager around, telling him to stay humble, throwing balls in the back of people's head because you won a title. Well done. Of course you've won a title. We applaud you, right? You're a great side. But listen, if you're a team you're aspiring to get to the levels of what Man City are, you got to be able to give it. You can't just make them come buoy you up. And that's what I loved about Arsenal yesterday. Whether it be the crowd or the players on the pitch, they're like, "Yo, you're at our place now. You tried to give it when we was at the Etihad, which you didn't win that game. You're at our place now, and we're going to give it to you." And I absolutely loved it. Loved that game yesterday. Loved all the needle. And, listen, I'm sure Erling was a big boy. He can take it. But him, Bernardo Silva, all those guys always yapping to see them humbled. That was the ironic thing. Stay humble, and they got a humbling 5-1. That was an embarrassing defeat for Pep. They got problems as well. I mean, they got a game coming up in the Champions League against Real Madrid.
Very soon.
If they play and defend like that, we should have had more.
And I think as well, I mean, obviously you're coming at it from a very happy Arsenal point of view, and why shouldn't you? But from a perspective of looking at it from the outside in, Man City talking about trebles and trophies is the same as you talking about invincibles and us talking about trebles. It's in the past. It might be the recent past, but it's the past. And I think if you're looking at it from an analogy point of view, the lion that's in charge, they ain't always in charge. They get moved aside. And I think that's what happened yesterday. I think, look, the new batch, the new lion who's moving the old lion aside, Arsenal have got to go out there and now start winning things. I think that's the thing for Arsenal. Yep. Now they have got to do that, but nobody can push that under the carpet. It's 5-1 against Man City, and it's an absolute spanking. One chance, one goal for Haaland. And Raya made a good couple of saves. I want him in my team of the week, but Arsenal responded to that at 1-1, and you thought, oh, Man City will kick on, and they went and scored 4 goals. I think that is symbolic. And obviously Arsenal's big challenge now is Liverpool, which is why I think I still think they need a striker. I think that Havertz chance. I wasn't surprised Havertz scored the 3rd or 4th goal. That's typical Havertz, but he needs to be scoring the goal that kills the game. And but no, without Saka as well, they were brilliant, Arsenal, yesterday. Yeah, no, great performance. Was it a great day for Manchester in general, Mark?